Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I'm excited to talk again to one of my favorite people, June Carroll. We've talked to her before about her role on the show Mindhunter, as well as her own playwriting work. But now, she is starring as Dr. Louise Hastings in the new Hulu Marvel series, Helstrom. This technically makes her part of the MCU, and is Marvel's first adventure into fear, scarier outing. I'm excited about the show, and I was excited to talk to June about it. It's a great interview, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, Les. It's June.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I had gotten to watch your Comic Con at Home panel earlier today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. Watching y'all watch the trailer was a lot more entertaining than I thought that would be. Had y'all, had y'all seen the cut together trailer before that moment?
I'm trying to think. What is I think we might have seen some version of it, because they, you work as you go, you build as you go, and create as you go. And gosh, I honestly don't. I think we did. But then you see it again, and you're just like, what? What?
Just watching you react to it was just priceless. It was really
Yeah, because it's like, what? I mean, that's all I could think of to say. It was like, what the is going? It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks absolutely. Hellstrom looks absolutely ridiculous. It's a wild year. There's stuff falls on and off my radar, and then I look up and go, that show. I was excited about that 4 months ago. Hellstrom popped back up on my radar, and I went, oh yay, that's coming out. And coming out very, very soon now.
Yeah.
I find that my social media feeds seem to be split. My friends seem to be split between folks that started Halloween a month and a half ago.
Yes.
Or folks that are not in the mood to watch horror in 2020.
In 2020, they're like, life is enough.
Like the world's burning. I don't want to watch arsonist movies. It's fine.
It's cool.
For you, was this? Do you watch horror anyway, or are you yay or nay on horror? And did that change for you at all this year?
I am kind of an omnivore when it comes to media. So I just have things that I like. It's like, oh, that looks cool, so I'll watch that, and that's a horror. I like that. That looks cool. It's a comedy. I surprisingly cannot say, well, no, that's not necessarily true. I have been having a little harder time with sci-fi that hits a little close to home. I've always avoided stuff like, which is sort of a sci-fi / something else, Handmaid's Tale. But this year I'm just like, nope.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Lovecraft Country. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I just watched that this week's episode last night, and I'm just stunned by that show. I was actually just thinking about that, about sci-fi hitting close to home. That show hits everything.
Everything, yeah. So I mean, with that one, it's very much like, okay, I can't binge it.
No.
But I'm like, oh, I gotta get back to that. I need to get back to that.
Yeah, that's been my rare week to week show right now. Actually,
really
has been sitting down and watching that each week and being excited.
Yeah,
I don't think I could do it if they dropped them all at once.
If they dropped that all, oof.
Oh, it's too much. You got to sit with it for a week.
You really do.
in terms of, I think something that got mentioned on the Comic Con panel was just that the hospital set itself was just spooky.
Mhm.
And
It was,
did you have any moments of just really just freaking yourself out on set?
I didn't, but I tend to be a little bit of a blunt object in those situations. What freaked me out more was hearing other people get freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm a chicken. So somebody says, "Oh, I'm going up to that floor where such and such happened," and I'm like, "Nope. Let me know how it goes." And then you hear later, "Yeah, well, I went through the door and then this happened." I'm like, "Nope. Don't tell me. I don't even want to know." I just walk away. I just walk away. I just don't. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm such a chicken. I'm such a chicken. But it was an the look of the place is it kind of gets in your bones. It really does. And you just kind of have to remember that you're safe, because it's like you just think of all of the souls that have gone through there. You just think all of the souls that have passed through here, all of the stuff that people have seen being here. It's like, yeah, you're safe. Just stay grounded. You're safe. Just stay grounded. You're safe.
Yeah, I mean, this year obviously almost everybody's working from home, but I remember going
Mhm.
into an office and there was something about, we moved buildings a couple times at different jobs, but there was something about the office itself or the floor of the workspace itself that was a bit like the clothes you put on. Well, I'm in my work clothes now. This is part of your work
Mhm.
identity. And so when I see,
Mhm.
you see spooky hospital or something and the people that have to work there,
Yeah.
that's part of what they've got to put on for their 8 hours or 10 hours or
It's true. And how do you take that off again? I mean, it's got to mess with your energy. It
yeah,
has to.
being a cog in
How
that
do you?
spooky machine has got to take a toll on you.
It has to. There's rats that didn't get the way she was for nothing.
Right. Uh, so in playing, you play Dr. Louise Hastings in the show. And
Mhm. Mhm.
when you were auditioning, did you? I keep referring to this as a horror show. Marvel has been, I think, very careful to refer to it as Marvel's Adventure into Fear or something like that. That it was not so much horror as just heroes who are feared by the people that they're trying to help, uh,
Mhm.
which is a neat distinction, I think.
Yeah.
But when you
Yeah.
were sitting down for or going in for the audition or sending a tape off for the audition, however it worked, did you know quite what you were getting into of just how spooky? I mean, it's got the name Helstrom, but how spooky this might be?
I didn't. I had kind of an inkling when I read what we were given for the audition. It was like, oh, this is not. I mean, it's grounded, but it's not. Something's something's off. I had no idea the the, the because they just did a great job with protecting the project. And so, you just kind of go in with an understanding, okay, I'm not necessarily going to be privy to everything that's happening, but I'm reading this and this is intense. What is going on here? Um, and, they weren't precious about it. They weren't um, mean at all about it at all. They were just like, okay, there are parameters. We need to keep those in place because we need to protect the project. And you just went along with it. And so, but then when I read the sides, I was like, I like this lady. I like this mystery. I like this. I like all these questions. Uh, your ears just sort of stand up a little bit, and the hair on the back of your neck stands up just a little bit, and you just think, wow, really? Because and I think that speaks just so much to the the showrunner Paul and to the writers. They just handled even the tamest stuff with such intelligence that you just could not help but be intrigued by what it was. So it was like, I don't know what this is, but I want to be part of it. I want in.
Yeah. I think I'd heard that y'all got the episodes kind of as they went, like, here's the script for this next episode, rather than getting a lot ahead.
Yeah, we were given very little, but again for this, the same reason. It's just like, we need to protect this, so we'll give you this in a timely fashion, but you're not going to have a whole lot of time to marinate on this stuff. And what was cool about it was it meant that we were just as surprised as anyone. And it just made it that much more exciting, which is a weird thing to say, because you often think as an actor, well, I want to be prepared. I want to know everything I need to know. I've got to do my research. And this, I think these scripts were just so lived in that you just went with it. You just, okay, that's what's happening this week. Great, let's do it. And then, oh, that's what's happening. Oh, okay, well, I will put that will go in the hopper, and somebody will tell me what to do with it, and go. Yeah. It was actually a really fun way to work.
When I think about different ways to approach acting, whether your method getting into the character or meticulously prepping or whatever, I would think that there's a certain school of thought there's got to be to getting the idea of Louise Hastings down and then letting her life happen to her. As that script's thrown at you.
Exactly.
And I could see that taking a bit of trust on the actor's side, that okay, you're going to throw this at me fast, but I know as a director that you're going to help me through it, and you're going to tell me if I do it wrong, or you're going to give me these parameters. You were saying
we were so well taken care of in that regard, because you could just free fall, not knowing, because you're not armed with all of the things that you just said, but all of the directors were. I mean, they were at the top of their game, and their ability to translate what for us was like, what, each and every time, I felt really cared for. I felt really safe. And so, it didn't matter that I didn't know this, because I could look at my director and she would be like, let's see what happens if you go there. And it was like, okay, bet, that's what we're doing. It made it even more collaborative, strangely enough, because you did have to, check in with the director, and he or she would kind of like push you in this direction or that direction. And you always had confidence that they knew where they were headed. And so that I was able to take that off my plate and just do the work as the actor. It was really wonderful. We were really well taken care of.
Now, y'all shot in Canada, is that right?
Yes.
Did that push up to? I know not everybody shoots every day all the way through the entire, production process for every character, but did that put all of y'all there into the COVID stuff?
We actually wrapped all of our episodes, and we're sort of embarking on the second phase, which is reshoots, when we got word that everybody needed to go home. But we got everything in. It was amazing. They just powered through, and they were careful with us and mindful of, where we were at. But we got in under the wire, literally under the wire.
And then obviously the Comic-Con thing that I talked about earlier. That was a Comic-Con at
Mhm.
home, which was just, I mean, weird for all of us. I had plane tickets that
Yeah.
got lost on me going to Comic-Con as press, and
Oh.
boo-hoo less.
Oh. Oh.
That's the worst thing that happens to anybody in
Oh.
2020. We're all good, uh, but I'm sure that affected press and a whole host of things. Was that odd for you? I'm sure there's a little bit of tension getting ramped up for, oh my God, I've signed on to an MCU project. What level
Yeah.
of crazy might
A little bit.
this be? Uh, and then was it odd having some of those things be up in the air, or change over to Comic-Con panels at home and such?
No, but only because I've never done any of that before. For me, I was a newbie the whole way around, so I was just like, I mean, it's a little bit like with acting. You don't necessarily, if you're not able to sort of stay a live wire and present with whatever is happening, and you're resistant. I know this sounds totally cheesy. I don't mean to sound cheesy. I'm not trying to sound zen, but if you're not able to go with what's happening as an actor, you get in your own way, and then you maybe lose out on a really cool discovery. And so, in like fashion, oh, we got to go. We're doing Comic-Con. Oh, we're going to do it from home. Okay, so what do I got to do? You need me to set this up, this up. Okay, great, because that is simply what it is.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't. It wasn't a thing. It was not a thing. It just. It is what it is. I hate to use that phrase, but
But no, it wasn't any dashed expectation or anything. This is just how Comic-Con
no,
is, apparently.
no. It's just this is what Comic-Con is this year. Okay, and I've never been to Comic-Con, so I don't really have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
You know.
I personally, uh, on the weekend of, I remember being really like, I don't know if I want to watch a bunch of YouTube stuff when I'm
Mhm.
sitting here thinking about, like, well, this time last year, like, all my social media is reminding me of what I was doing uh, in San Diego, and so it took a little bit after the fact of me going, oh, you know what is nice? All of this stuff being recorded. This is rad. I can
Mhm.
watch it over weeks and weeks. It's cool.
Over weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah. That. Yeah. It's. I mean, you miss the. I can imagine one would miss the live. Uh, live and in color. In living color. But I don't know. I think that they really did a great job, at least with our panel. We had so much fun. It was so wonderful to see everybody too. So it was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it was
Y'all's
really fun.
cast
And
is
if this
great.
was the only way to do it, then fine, because we got to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all's cast is fantastic. Elizabeth Marvel is just wonderful. I love
I
seeing her.
know.
Robert Wisdom, of course, is great in everything.
Right.
Even the new folks that I don't know from stuff, everybody
Awesome.
just looks wonderful.
Everybody's so awesome. Everybody is so awesome.
In terms of your hopes for the show, of what themes grabbed you and helped establish that trust that you hope fans pick up on, what are you hoping folks or thinking folks most will gravitate to in the show?
Um, it's a story about a family. With the way Paul puts it is, it's a story about a family with a really bad dad. And I think that the fantastic elements aside, the horror elements aside, I hope that people will connect with the basic story. People trying to figure out who they are in the face of unspeakable horror and evil. I think that the show is actually quite reflective of where we are as a country, strangely enough. We've had months and months and months of upheaval, and the real question of who we are as a nation is in our faces all the time. Who are we? Who do we want to be? This show actually makes that a very accessible question, and so what I hope people will take away is that's some badassery happening right there. But also, who am I and how do I want to live my life? No show can be all things to all people. I know that. It's, I'm not saying it has to be a come to Jesus moment, but it is one of those stories that is compelling on its own. And then you dump all this other cool stuff on top of it. And it just, I think my hope is that people will sort of say yeah to the cool stuff, but also, okay, this makes me think, how might I see my world differently? What choices am I making? And I don't think it's too much of a stretch to imagine that that's someplace that people will go. And if they don't go there, it's okay, because there's plenty of popcorn.
Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. We're all gonna get to watch it on the 16th on Hulu. And
yes, it's so weird. It's crazy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making time to talk to me about it today.
Thank you so much for talking to me, Les. It's good. It's really good to talk to you, man.
TV Dudes is an independently run podcast out of Austin, Texas. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/TVDudes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is done by our friend and original TV Dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith.
To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com. I'm Randy Lander.
I'm Les Weiler.
And I'm Kyle Scott.
Thanks for listening.